Superman! Remember as a kid I punched Superman? You weren't alive.
Okay. Hey guys, Luxall here.
And I'm Matt Tracy.
And I got something in my eye.
I do too. I think mine's an eyelash.
Yeah. For Punk Rock Blues. This is DC
13. Lucky number 13.
DC 13.
And it's a Friday.
Fantasy Bookend. It's not. Fantasy Bookend. It's been 8 days since we last filmed one, because it was 8 days ago I last opened my doc. Fantasy Book in the DC Universe. We're on a Phase 4 now. This is episode
13. I just said that.
Oh, that's right. We're Fantasy Book, we're on a Phase 4. We don't have much to say. You know how to do this.
It's DC the 13th.
DC
and if you like the number 13 as much as we do, go give us $13 on patreon.com.
At / Punk Rock Blues, where you would actually get a lot of stuff for pledging 13.
Yeah, you
would get like a automatic digital code win. We would have to send you a jingle every month. Someone changed it. Yeah. We're going to do the thing over there now. We have a new way to recap, and it's great. Guess
I'm
who's
over here?
So this is mine.
Wow, I see something you did.
I did a thing.
Yeah.
Phase 1, Phase 2, Phase 3. We're going to quickly
read one more color to do.
I was just making sure the colors. I just color-coded some if they had.
You didn't do the Flash red?
No, it's only if their name is colored.
Okay.
You got Green Arrow Year. This is Phase 1. Green Arrow Year 1.
Yeah, this is our review system. We did this because we thought it'd be easier than showing all the slides. So just read it real quick.
Green Arrow Year 1, Batman Gotham Knight, Static Shock, Zatanna, Mr. Magic, Cyborg, Superman, Last Son of Krypton, Green Lantern, Ready to Stay, The Flash, The Hawk Police, To Catch the Guardian, The Atom, Aquaman, Justice of America. Phase 2, Wonder Woman, The Amazing Amazon, The Losers, Batman, The Death in the Family, Warlord, The Katara Saga, Green Arrow 2, Cupid Zero, Titans, Static Shock 2, The System, Nightwing, Booster Gold, Superman, The Forgotten Heroes, Luther, The Tomorrow Party, Justice League, Crime Syndicate of America, but I couldn't fit it. Phase 3, Batman Hush, The Flash and Green Lantern, Brave and the Bold, The Death of Superman, Superboy and the Legion of Superheroes, Booster Gold 2, Robin 3000, Blue Bot Beetle, Zatanna 2, The Search
Beetle.
The Search of Giovanni or for Giovanni? I think of Giovanni.
I don't remember.
I just read it and typed it, so. Aquaman H2O.
But the 2 is orange.
But the 2 is orange, that's why these are orange too. Wonder Woman 2, Dark Angel, Comet Titan 2, Black Lightning, Justice League vs. the Manhunters. We can get right into it. You have to guess.
Yeah, I'm guessing Green Lantern and Darkest Night. Because since you've done this, or you had to look at your films, I feel like maybe you're like, alright, wait, you did this after, but still.
This was just color-coded.
I know, but I feel like you were like, I'm going to do a sequel to that. Maybe Blue Beetle 2, and...
We each reveal that we each have a new character, so...
Yeah. So I'll do Green Lantern in Darkest Night or whatever, Blue Beetle 2, and Animal Man.
Okay.
Wait, did you do Animal Man?
I did Animal Man.
So that wouldn't count.
No. He was in...
He was in The Forgotten Heroes.
Yeah.
So it's a new character?
It's a new character.
Lagoon Boy.
You think I did a Lagoon Boy?
Yeah, movie? Lagoon Boy.
Okay, just hit next slide. Phase 4. Forgot that we could have gone to that slide for it.
Okay, ready?
Yeah. I did Batman Under the Hood.
Wow, you did a 4th Batman movie.
Yeah.
He's your only consistent.
Yeah, because the entire reason I came up with this entire series is I was like, I could make 5 Batman movies that are really good. So that's the whole reason I came up with this series.
They're just in a weird order.
They're always the first of the phase, except for the first year. They're the first movie or the second movie. He actually wasn't supposed to be in year 1, but I was like, I gotta do it. I gotta stick with it. Black Mask. I can't pronounce mask. Black Mask is approached by one of his assistants.
You were saying Black Max.
Yeah. Black Mask is approached by one of his assistants, detailing the recently foiled criminal activities by someone only known as Red Hood. Right after, Red Hood destroys the top floor of Black Mask's fortress with explosives. Black Mask then teams up with a secret society of supervillains consisting of Deathstroke, Count Vertigo, Hyena, and Captain Nazi to take on the Red Hood. You okay?
I almost used Captain Nazi. Literally, I wrote him into a plot of my movie, and I went... That wouldn't work. And I literally took him out because I went, it wouldn't play. Yeah. You used him. To take on, I literally just wrote him.
To take on Red Hood. Batman arrives during the combat and joins Red Hood to defeat the SSS. During the fight, Red Hood kills Captain Nazi by stabbing a taser through one of his cybernetic eyes. These deadly tactics force Batman...
This, in his Wikipedia page, it was like, he also has cybernetic eyes.
It's his only weakness. Yeah. Forced Batman and Red Hood to end on bad terms. Remember when I was like, I didn't want to use a character, I was like, I'm gonna kill him no matter what, then I read his page and was like, oh, he dies in this fight. This is the storyline he dies in, so I was like, perfect, I do not want a Captain Nazi running around. Alfred receives a package from Jason Todd, the former Robin who was killed at the hands of Joker, with a lock of green hair and a note asking Batman to meet him. That's a short little paragraph.
Is the green hair Alfred's?
Yeah, he took one of Alfred's hair.
Okay.
Alfred went through, you remember when Creed dyes his hair black to be young? Alfred went through that phase. Black Mask gathers a meeting of all of the top associates and murders them under the order of Red Hood. Black Mask and Red Hood begin fighting when Batman arrives to see Red Hood stabbed in the heart. Black Mask pulls off Red Hood's eponymous mask, but Batman sees that it is not Jason Todd. Batman proclaims this loudly enough for Black Mask to hear and detect that Batman is there. The two have a chat before Batman traps Black Mask and goes to where Jason requested their meeting. I love that. That's how it says it on the storyline synopsis on Wikipedia. They have a little chat. That is not.
I know who that is.
That is not Jason Todd.
Yeah. Yeah, I know who it is.
Okay. I don't tell you who it is. That's the end of it, so.
Oh, it's Clayface.
Oh. Well, that was in the Hush.
Yeah, it's also...
Yeah, okay, well. Jason is Joker kidnapped and begins severely beating him, only to be driven crazy by the latter's mad laughing. I wrote that weird because he's not driven crazy, he's just like, stop it, just stop doing that.
When I read the sentence along with you, I read that as the Hatter's mad laughing.
I know, I was like,
hey, when did the Hatter
when I wrote that, I was like, ladder matter, that's fun. Jason tells Joker that he sees through his crazy act, after which Joker goes silent. Batman shows up and a fight breaks out between him and Jason, but the fight is interrupted when a bomb is dropped by Nightwing. Jason throws Batman a gun and grabs Joker as a human shield, telling Batman that he must either kill him or let him kill Joker by the count of 3. At the last half-second, Batman drops the gun and throws a battery into Jason's shoulder. Joker then triggers a set of explosives throughout the building. Draken is... Dracula. I don't know what I read there. I think I read Triggers and Jason or something.
You were Dracula.
Jason is miraculously resurrected and institutionalized. He escapes and begins living on the streets, where he's kidnapped by Talia and Ra's al Ghul.
It was a Pepsi.
Stop. Who nurse him back to health for a year. So a year has just passed. Ra's tells Talia that he is going to send Jason away, and as he goes to the Lazarus pit, in anger Talia pushes Jason in, making him stronger. She smuggles Jason out of Nanda Parbat, giving him money, a computer, and memories of Batman, Joker, and Red Hood. Jason returns to Gotham to reconnect with Bruce, but the latter picks a fight and defeats Jason. Jason reveals the Empire has built... You
figured out what the word ladder meant, and you just use that all the time.
It's so easy to use, because I typed too many character names. Jason reveals the Empire
doing my thing.
He has built for himself and decides to don the old mantle of Joker, Red Hood. End credit scene, Deathstroke is shown surrounded by the surviving members of the SSS, which is all but Captain Nazi, with the remains of Cyborg's deceased body being rebuilt. If you remember, Deathstroke killed Cyborg in Titans. Characters, we got characters. We got Batman, we got Red Hood, Ra's, Jason, Black Mask, Joker, Ra's, Talia, Alfred, Nightwing, Deathstroke, Count Vertigo, Hyena, and Captain Nazi. And I loved that Count Vertigo could be a part of this, because if you remember in one of my last movies, I was supposed to have Vertigo in. I was like, I can't do him yet. So luckily he's in it.
I just want to say, you had a year pass by, and that is significant. But we'll get to that.
No,
we'll get to that later.
It's not. You are thinking because all of my movies have been in real time. So
no. I'm just saying a year.
Yeah,
that's significant.
Yeah,
we'll get to it.
Okay, I just want to say that this is kind of a retcon. This actually takes place over the last Justice League. So like it wasn't in the plot of Justice League.
Oh, like how I did that with that end credits thing,
where
it swapped the two end credits.
It's just kind of. In Justice League, there's like a kind of a theme throughout the movie, in the last one I should say, where, obviously the whole movie's like a big battle because there's the Manhunter thing, but you can kind of tell that Batman's at ease with something.
Okay.
This is what he's at ease at. Yeah, so I kind of did that fun thing.
Alright, we'll go to mine.
Cool.
So my phase 1, I had the Batman, Wonder Woman, Arrow and Canary, Superman Up and Away, The Flash, The Green Lantern Corps, Aquaman, Doom Patrol, Nightwing, Justice League Part 1, Blue and Gold Justice League Part 2. Phase 2 had Arrow and Canary 2, Wonder Woman, Thy Blood Betray, Superman 2, The Krypton Killings, The Batman Strikes, The Flash Rogue's War, Black and Blue, Aquaman Atlantis Falls, Nightwing 2 Arsenal, The Green Lantern Corps Sinestro War, fun one to say, Teen Titans, Booster Gold Requiem, and JL3. In Phase 3, I had Zatanna and Shazam, Wonder Woman War, The Batman Terrorizes, Superman 3 Doomsday, John Constantine and the Death of a Dead Man, The Flash Zoom, Aquaman King, Nightwing 3 The Outsiders, Teen Titans vs. Doom Patrol, The Saga of the Swamp Thing, The Green Lantern Corpse, Terror of Parallax, and Booster Gold and the Legion of Superheroes. Now, if you notice, Aquaman is my only consistent. He was always number 7.
Can I just read the Booster Gold?
Also, Wonder Woman was always number 2. Didn't notice that.
So I get to guess now.
Yeah.
Even though you didn't see it, so you didn't do. See, Wonder Woman retired.
Yes.
But I'm thinking maybe you're going to do like a presidential Luther versus... Like maybe you're finding they did a Luther movie. So I just guess a Luther movie. Or, you know, some kind of presidential Luther versus Prince, I guess you could call it.
So you're specifically saying a Lex Luthor versus Diana Prince movie?
Something presidential, okay. I'm going to say that. Because even though you're like, oh, I didn't consider it. You were shocked that I did another Batman, but I know you came up with another Batman title, so I'm going to go with Batman as well. And then I was going to see how Booster Gold ended to see if that could lead me into anything, because I was trying to think of... Your Green Lantern Corps. Your Green Lantern...
Now remember, I said I have a new one.
Oh, that's right, you do have a new one.
So you have 2 guesses already.
Because I was going to be like, maybe you...
I'm locking those 2 in.
Yeah, I was going to be like, maybe you did an Ion movie or something, but I was like, all your Green Lantern movies are weird because you do like solo films in them, you keep introducing the character. That's right, you have to do someone new. You've yet to do Static Shock, right?
I've yet to do Static Shock.
I want to guess Static Shock, though. No, because I think I'll guess Static Shock, just because I don't think I'll be right, but I'll guess Static Shock.
Alright, my first one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
this was my major thing.
Okay.
Phase 4. 2 years later.
Why?
What?
Why?
That's my significant thing.
But why? Just because you want to do your restart then?
No, just in storyline.
Yeah.
2 years have passed since the Terror Parallax.
Okay.
Okay. My first one, I have Zatanna and Shazam fight the 7 deadly sins. Zatanna, I put her behind everything except for that because I like the way it looked. Okay?
That's funny. You remember how earlier I said that I was getting new pictures for all my heroes?
Yeah.
That was the Zatanna picture I chose.
Nice.
Nice pick.
Alright, so, one of your picks, you said a Batman movie?
Yeah.
I'm gonna give it to you. Batman's in this.
Okay.
He's a major role.
I do a lot of Batman Zatanna stuff, so...
When the chase for evil sorceress Cersei leads Zatanna and Batman to Fawcett City, they meet up with Shazam to help even the odds. During the fight with Cersei, Batman is cursed to see the end of the world. Shazam attacks Cersei, leading Cersei to find the Temple of the Wizard, where she releases the 7 deadly sins on the world. With Cersei escaped, Zatanna and Shazam take Batman back to Billy's house, where Zatanna is able to cure his curse. Freaked out by his premonitions of the end of the world, having previously dealt with interstellar threats, Batman warns that they need to work on putting together a new Justice League to deal with the threats of the magical world.
What happened to your last Justice League? Did they just band or something?
Billy's siblings walk in on the heroes with Freddy freaking out over meeting Batman. Just then, the 7 deadly sins descend on the house, attacking Shazam for his powers. Zatanna explains that the 7 deadly sins had haunted the wizard for years before being contained, but Cersei must have let them out. During the fight with the 7 deadly sins, Shazam gives his siblings the powers of Shazam, letting them transform into heroes themselves. Meanwhile, Cersei summons Lady Blaze from Hell to finally destroy Zatanna and Shazam for good. Showing up, the deathly duo slaughter Victor and Rosa Vasquez. That's his foster parents.
Okay, I was like, I know that name.
Slaughters them slaughters them before attacking Batman. Lady Blaze takes Batman's soul, leaving his body to the demon dimension.
Okay.
Zatanna is finally able to incapacitate Cersei, opening a portal to receive Batman's body and leaving Cersei in the demon dimension. Okay. Meanwhile, the dead man goes after Batman in the spirit world, saving his soul from Blaze and releasing him back to the outer world. Quick little cameo from Dead Man. I have him popping up in cameos now. To the outer world. Zatanna and the siblings deal with the 7 deadly sins, fighting them back to their prisons, while Shazam momentarily gives Batman some of his powers.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, I'm doing a Scott Snyder move here, and Batman's OP in this. Like, Scott Snyder, if he ever saw this, which he won't, this is a thing he would do. Shazam and the newly powered Batman proceed to originally wrote beat the shit out, but I went, now I'm gonna change that. Proceed to beat down Lady Blaze, with Zatanna able to curse her back to hell. Lady Blaze swears vengeance, telling the heroes that she'll be back to destroy Earth. Batman says he saw the fate of the world as she says it, and that he knows some people who can help. End credits. Zatanna is having a drink with Jason Blood at the Oblivion Bar when Lobo the Bounty Hunter walks in, causing a scene.
Fucking Lobo.
Rating PG-13. Characters I have Zatanna Zatara, Billy Batson Shazam, Bruce Wayne Batman, Cersei, Lady Blaze. The 7 deadly sins, which I wrote them out if people didn't know. It's pride, envy, greed, anger, sloth, gluttony, lust. I was going to write a specific scene where greed goes after Batman because he's so rich, but I was like, it doesn't make sense anymore because he gave all that up. So I took it out. But I thought that'd be cool. And then, of course, all the kids and stuff. And then Boston Brand cameo, and then Lobo cameo.
Go back some slides. Let's talk about mine. You know how I said that I had...
Yeah, is it Green Lantern? It better be Green Lantern.
It might be Green Lantern. Let's hit the next slide.
Ready?
Yeah. I did the Spectre.
This Did not see it coming. Do you know anything about the Spectre?
Oh, I do now. Let me tell you about it. Do you know anything about the Spectre?
Yes, I do. I don't really like the Spectre.
Hard-boiled detective.
I'll be honest, don't like the Spectre as a character. I find him very convoluted and just not my thing.
Hard-boiled detective Jim Corrigan leads a task force to stop crime boss Gat Benson at an abandoned cement factory. Jim encounters...
That is such a 1940s name.
Yep. Jim encounters Gat, who puts him into cement and throws him into the water before the task force make their arrest. Jim's soul leaves his body and goes on to the afterlife. Instead of heading to heaven, his spirit refused to pass to the afterlife. I didn't want to write the afterlife a lot. His rage was heard by the archangel Michael, who bonded his spirit to that of God's vengeance, the Spectre. Jim was then condemned to Earth to punish wrongdoings. As Jim returns to Earth, he goes to visit his fiancée Clarice Winston to alert her of his newfound power.
Clarice.
At the same time, Zachary Zor arrives on Earth and attacks Spectre. Realizing that Spectre was seeing Clarice, Zor kidnaps her and traps her in an extra-dimensional fortress to vex Spectre for his own amusement, but Spectre uses the voice to defeat Zor. I'll say that pause was there because I read the period up a line, so I got confused. If you thought that was a weird line,
I did.
Okay.
I did.
I read the period wrong. Zor then flees to Slaughter Swamp to alter reality to create the threat of the Sheeta.
Wait, read that again. I'm sorry, that just sounded weird to me.
Zor then flees to Slaughter Swamp.
It still sounds weird, but okay.
To alter reality to create the threat of the Sheeta, the angelic order he is a being of. Do you remember the Zatanna end credit scene when an angel was banished? This is Zor.
Jesus Christ, I would never remember that.
Yeah, Spectre arrives again to stop Zor, but this time he is overpowered.
Zatanna... He won't do John Constantine because he's too crazy, but he'll do this.
Zatanna then arrives to stop Zor after she is acknowledged of his presence on Earth. The two fight an epic battle of magic before a distraction by Spectre causes Zor to be outmaneuvered by Zatanna. Jim returns to Clarice to restore her back to full health. He then apologizes for fleeing so quickly because he had to deal with the Terrible Time Tailor. So that's Zor's nickname, the Terrible Time Tailor. This movie was supposed to be Zatanna 3. And then I realized that, because I was like, I have a total Zatanna storyline clan. Then I realized that Zor has more to do with Spectre, so I was like, I'll just give him his own movie. Then I tried to workshop names. It was going to be called like Zatanna 3 Spectre versus the Terrible Time Tailor.
I was just going to say,
Zatanna and the Terrible Time Tailor.
Can I give you an alternate name?
What?
Since you're leaning into, he's from the 1940s, you got Gat Benson, right?
He's not from the 1940s.
No, but he was a creative, okay? You got Gat Benson.
Yeah.
The Spectre and the Terrible Time Tailor.
Yeah, I tried that a lot, but I didn't want it to fit. It's because it's his first movie. Anyways, end credit scene. Hal Jordan returns to his former Air Force base where he's asked by Colonel Wade Elan to help work on his second attempt on Project Captain Atom.
Wow, you're doing Captain Atom.
We don't have a lot of characters. We got the Spectre, Zachary Zor, Clarice Winston, Zatanna. Like I said, it's supposed to be Zatanna 3, and I was like, you know what? Give Spectre his own movie. Why not?
Weird.
Yeah. PG-13. Go back a few slides. Also, the only PNG of the guy.
What was your second guess?
I guessed Batman, Wonder Woman, and Static Shock.
Alright. Well, I have All-Star Superman, so don't read ahead.
Okay.
This one is my closest adaptation from a comic book. Okay. In the years since Parallax attacked, Superman, if you remember in that, he was in the sun and he got overloaded. In the years since Parallax attacked, Superman's cells have been overflowing with solar radiation, causing him to develop new powers. After I realized I wrote that, and I don't elaborate.
Okay.
Okay. Right. After testing at Star Labs, it proves that Superman is slowly dying of radiation caused by the sun. With the news shocking him, Clark sets out to make sure the planet is ready for his death. Meanwhile, Lex Luthor, having lost the presidency to Diana Prince years earlier, is furious with Superman and wants to finally end him. Finding out that Superman is poisoned by the thing that powers him, Luthor sets out to create a substance to give himself the powers of Superman. Clark sets up multiple defense systems for the Earth and spends time curing multiple illnesses that infect normal humans.
Man, you're the typo guy today.
With his last major act, Clark synthesizes a liquid form of his blood to give to Jimmy so that Jimmy will have his powers for 24 hours. Clark presents the gift to Jimmy for his birthday, and they spend the next 24 hours together flying across the globe, saving people and having fun. They spend their last hour on the moon, where Clark kisses Jimmy before he falls asleep as the powers wear off. The next day, Clark confesses to Jimmy that he's dying, and the world will be without Superman. Meanwhile, Lex Luthor attacks Metropolis in his power suit, so Clark leaves to save the day. Lex goes to use his kryptonite ray on Superman, but it's ineffective against Soup since his powers have advanced. Soup begins to batter Luthor across town, but Luthor surprises Clark by revealing that he has powers now too.
Whoa.
Luthor beats down on Supes, injuring him, but before he can kill Clark, President Diana Prince shows up with a sword and fights with Luthor. You nailed it. You called it. Fights with Luthor while Jimmy is able to hit him with a kryptonite ray of his own, suppressing the powers of Luthor. Yeah. I can't believe it. You nailed it. Diana takes custody of Luthor, taking him to prison for life, while Jimmy goes to Clark. Clark spends the last moments of his life in Jimmy's arms, with Jimmy crying over Clark's body. After Superman's death, superheroes and citizens from across the world gather to Metropolis for his funeral. President Prince and Batman both give eulogies before Jimmy and Clark's parents speak about him. The funeral ends with Superman's body being launched into the sun by Ion. End credits. Jimmy gives a speech about the legacy of Superman to Superboy, Supergirl, Martian Manhunter, and the Wonder Twins.
You just brought them in.
Yeah. Rating PG-13. Characters: Superman, Jimmy, Lex Luthor, Star Labs people, President Prince, Batman in a cameo, Ion in a cameo, and then all the superheroes alive.
That's what I did. I said that I had one origin story, but I didn't say that I had two.
I'm way off.
Next slide.
It's Captain Atom.
Captain Atom.
Wow.
18 years ago, U.S. Air Force officer Nathaniel Christopher Atom was framed for a crime he did not commit under military...
Not an original DC character, if you didn't know.
I know.
Charleston Comics.
I know. And under military justice, condemned to death. The case was under review of Colonel...
Fun fact. Sorry to interrupt you again. Alan Moore wanted to use the Charleston characters for Watchmen, but DC told him no, because they wanted to use them eventually. So he used, like, a lot of... Like, made them up. So, like, Night Owl is Blue Beetle. Okay. Rorschach is the Question. Captain Atom was supposed to be Dr. Manhattan.
Okay. The case was under review of Colonel Wade Elan, who came up with an alternative to the execution, asked Atom to participate in Project Captain Atom, an experiment with a small chance of survival. He agreed in exchange for a presidential pardon. The experiment involved testing a hull of a crashed alien ship durability by placing Atom within the metal craft and then exploding an atomic weapon under it. The weapon went off and Atom was seemingly disintegrated.
Wow.
Current day, Atom suddenly reappears with the alien metal bonded around his body and gave him incredible powers far beyond that of a mere mortal. That reads weird because I just kind of went back and added that last part. He finds that Wade is now a general who was married to Atom's now deceased wife, Angela. Because it was assumed that Atom died on the day of the experiment, he never was issued his presidential pardon, and the current government refused to acknowledge the pardon. Wade uses the outstanding murder and treason charges to blackmail Atom as a military-controlled, government-sanctioned superhero named Captain Atom. While now Captain Atom...
Yeah.
No, that makes sense. While not Captain Atom, he uses the alias of Cameron Scott, an Air Force intelligence operative. So it's just kind of like, I'm not a super... Yeah, I worded that weird. Nathaniel also goes through conflicts of dealing with all that he has missed in his time gone, such as coming to terms with his time lost with his now grown children, the death of his wife and her marriage to Wade, and the overall ramifications of his newly acquired powers. Nathaniel befriends Dr. Heinrich Magala, who helps the former hone his powers, while also revealing that there was a second Project Captain Atom. The new subject was Clifford Zmek, who was chosen while in a high-security U.S. Air Force prison for rape and murder.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah. The government improved the experiment by placing micro-implants ranging from knockout gas to mini-explosives under the metal in case Smek went rogue. Atom goes after Smek, who has also been taken under government control as Major Force. You know, they're both superheroes, but Major Forces, we'll get to it. The fight is relatively even as they both have seemingly the same powers, except for the fact that Smek is a bloodthirsty madman that lacks Atom's morality and the militaristic discipline. During the fight, a government operator shows up and activates one of the charges under his metal, amputating his left hand. She reveals that she did this as her son was the man Zmek killed that put him in prison for life. With Zmek defeated, Atom goes after Island. He uses their common adversary Magala to succeed in getting Wade to release the treason charges against him, and he's able to rebel against him, resigning from the Air Force to continue to be a real superhero. I wrote in Captain Atom. I didn't really use the word because I already revealed that he is Captain Atom, but it's like, but it's as, it's just weird. End credits scene, Con-El is shown chilling on a roof, patrolling Metropolis while reading a newspaper with the headline showing that Martin Stein has won the Nobel Peace Prize for Physics. Oh. It's just a fun little, he's on the roof, he's legs crossed.
Oh, Con-El.
Because remember, I haven't released his other names or anything.
Yeah.
Characters, we got him. We got Captain Atom, we got Wade, we got Major Force, Dr. Heinrich Magala. I thought Major Force was a stupid name. That's how the whole Major Victory thing came out, because I found him on this page. I was going to rename him Boltan, was one of his other aliases. I controlled F to see if it was common enough, because Major Force, huge villain of Captain Atom's. It only had the other alias, and I googled it, didn't come up for anything, so I was like, God damn, I have to use Major Force. The other name was Blackjack. And I was like, no, stop here.
Alright, what was your third guess?
Static Shock. Yeah. Oh my god, you did a fucking Animal Man.
I have The Fast Days of Animal Man. With the Justice League having saved the planet multiple times, Hollywood stuntman Buddy Baker decides to use his powers to become a world-famous superhero. With a costume created by his wife, Buddy dons the name Animal Man. After stopping...
Can I ask a quick question? Yeah. Don't you kind of like when you're reading origins of heroes and stuff, and they're like already married, they're settled down and stuff?
I mean, I knew his...
I know, but I'm just saying, like, you know, like Black Lightning, I was like, he has a whole family, I love it. Yeah.
After stopping a few low-level crimes, Buddy books a late-night talk show gig where he goes public with his identity, hoping for sponsorship deals. When he lands one, he quickly begins pulling in the money and fame, while Ellen tries to keep him grounded.
Is that his wife, or did he go on Ellen DeGeneres?
No, Ellen's his wife.
Okay.
When dealing with his first costume villain, Buddy accidentally beats him too hard. This backfires on him publicly when it's revealed that Major Disaster is just an orthodontist doing crimes to pay his bills. After
Majors.
Yeah. I thought it was funny when you did that, because I was like, oh, he did him. After losing his sponsorship, Buddy goes out on patrol. When he returns home, he finds that Ellen has been kidnapped. Using all his connections, he's able to find a hideout registered to John Starr. When he shows up to confront Starr, it's revealed that Starr is actually Time Commander, a time traveler hell-bent on destroying Buddy's life because he beat out Starr for a movie role years earlier. Using his power of time travel and dimension hopping, Starr brings Buddy to an alternate plane of life. This turns out to backfire on Starr as he has brought Buddy to the Red, the plane of existence that his powers come from. Buddy is able to use multiple animal powers at once to defeat Time Commander, bringing himself back to his normal life, saving his wife, and swearing to slow down and enjoy the life he has. In the end credits, Buddy and Ellen find out that they're pregnant, with Buddy taking Ellen flying to celebrate. Which, after writing it, I went, maybe you shouldn't go flying while pregnant, but who knows.
Can I read your characters and then...
Alright, so I got Buddy Baker, Animal Man, Ellen Baker, John Starr, Time Commander. Didn't mention him.
Cave Carson.
Yeah, Cave Carson.
I used him.
I'm never going to use him as a real character, so I went, he would be his agent. Always calling me, like, I got a stunt job for you. And then talk show host. And then Paul Booker, Major Disaster.
You should have used, instead of Cave Carson, you should have used Dirty... Dudley Soames. No, Dirty Dudley Soames.
Yeah.
Can I say that the talk show host Ellen plays?
Yeah.
Like, we can rename it. I want Ellen in it.
She'd be old at this point.
Yeah, that's true.
Okay.
What are we doing? This was this part.
Your interview. You had Batman Under the Red Hood.
No. Reread that.
Batman Under the Hood.
Yeah. I was surprised you didn't ever mention that.
I think that's the original.
That's the original title, yeah.
I like this movie a lot.
Yeah.
I like the storyline. It's one of my favorite DC animated movies of all time. Forgot Captain Nazi was in it, honestly, but I vividly remember the stabbing in the eye thing.
A lot of Black Mask. Like, not that he's in it too much, just I typed it a lot. It's hard to say.
I'm noticing it a lot.
It's really hard to say, as you realize.
Black Mask. Black Max.
It was hard
Black
for me.
Mask,
it was hard for
Black
me.
Max. It's harder for me to say Black Max. Max now.
New Picture, which I think was one of yours, maybe?
No, I didn't use that one.
Maybe I started with it and got rid of it or something.
I like it, though.
Yeah, it's cool. How do you feel about the horror? Nightwing drops a bomb and then never shows up again.
I was curious about that. I think it's silly.
Yeah. One thing I left out from the original story is there's a lot of flashbacks that take place. The story actually opens with a flashback of how Jason became Robin, but I was like, I kind of did that in a movie already. Yeah. Then Alfred actually has flashbacks, but the synopsis says, more flashbacks ensues, this time for Alfred. And then just moves on to, Alfred gets a package. I was like, well, what are the flashbacks? So I had to cut that, because I was like, I'm not going to go read it or watch the movie real quick.
I think the movie gets a little bit silly when you smuggle Jason out, and he's got a money computer, and here's some memories.
That's how it happens.
But, you know,
I almost cut some of that, but...
And then, this intrigues me. The end credits with Cyborg's body. I like that. Then you have the Spectre.
Yeah.
I don't like this character.
Doesn't that look so cool with that font up there, though?
Yeah. Your movie's good. I like your movie for a character I don't like. Also, God and heaven and all that exist in your universe now. So that's canon.
Yeah, it's...
I don't know. It's a strange thing when you got superheroes and stuff, and then it's just a weird...
Yeah.
It's a weird concept. But I like this movie. Especially the terrible Time Tailor thing.
Yeah, I really wanted to work with Zor. Like I said, this was supposed to be.
Also, Zor is a weird name.
Yeah, Zachary Zor. So yeah, if you go back all the way to my my Zatanna 2, you'd see the whole description in the end credits of what he is and stuff. But yeah, it was supposed to be Zatanna 3, and it wasn't supposed to be Spectre at all. It was supposed to go somewhere else. But then I was like, Zor has a lot of Spectre in him. So his debut was in More Fun Comics 55. I believe it was 55. Fight Inspector. So I was like, I kind of got to do it. So why not? You know, you wanted new characters, I'll give you fucking Spectre. I knew that you were gonna be shocked by it. Yeah.
Okay. Captain Atom. Yeah. Another character I don't really care for that much.
Really?
Yeah,
I don't like him. I think he looks so cool.
He's a Charleston comic.
Yeah, I changed it. This is actually the post-crisis origin.
I didn't know his origin, and it's just a weird origin because it's basically just Green Lantern.
Well, it's like, hey, we're going to put you in this ship and we're going to blow you up with an atomic bomb. Let's see if it works. Like, I read that, I was like, oh my god, I knew that was going to shock you. I know it wasn't on camera. Your face when I revealed that's what it was, you were like, I was like, yeah, it's weird.
Yeah, I'm not a huge Captain Atom fan.
I think he looks cool.
But, this is maybe my least favorite movie of the year.
Right. You just like Spectre more?
Yeah. This one's just kind of the whole presidential pardon thing. And
yeah, it's an awkwardly political thing. Also, Green Lantern never... he has a cameo, but it's not enough to put in the plot. Oh, then this is where Hal talks to Wade, you know?
Yeah.
So Hal's kind of in it. End credits scene, unless you have more to talk about here.
Yeah, I like Clifford's...
I broke my rule. I mentioned rape. I mentioned rape. I was like, I don't want it, because that's his origin. I was
Which means Nightwing 2 is back in canon.
I don't show anything. It just goes, this guy raped. And they went, okay.
Even though my movie doesn't have rape. Yeah, this one's fine. I like that you have... Yeah, it's leaning to Firestorm. Maybe. I know that. Maybe. It is. It's Mars time.
It could just be a mention, though.
Sure. But,
like I said, it's a fun end credit scene.
Yeah, kind of. So...
Did you think the end was weird? Or, like, Spectre just gets defeated because he loses his hand, and then, like, there's no really boss fight or anything?
Yeah, he did an amputation.
But no, he just kind of shows up in Wade's and is like, hey.
You're like, oh, I don't ruin people's lives.
This guy has his life ruined. He's,
because he's a rapist?
He's a rapist. He's a bloodthirsty madman. He kills. He already is, like... When something like this happens to even Captain Atom, like... That's why, if you go back a slide... I really liked this chunk of, like, putting that kind of small montage of, like, we don't ever see this in superhero movies where, like, people that leave time...
Bloodshot.
Yeah, but, like, you know, people that, like... Let's not call that a superhero movie. Like, you know, comics like this where, like, they leave time for a while. Like, he's actually described as, like, a man sprung out of time and stuff. Where you get to see that, like, oh, crap, he has to go visit his kids now. They're grown. He missed that. His wife died, and, you know, that happened.
Oh, okay, yeah.
You know, like, I liked that little, like, montage. Like, he's just an upset guy. Like, he has his powers, and it's cool, and he gets to meet Mangala. Is that his name? Megala. Oops. Stop there. And Megala, you know, he gets these new friends, but he also has to deal with a lot of the past. And that's going to be touched on a lot. Captain Atom's going to be kind of... Oh, make sure you don't... Okay. Captain Atom's going to kind of show up a little bit. 2 years later. Yeah, I don't like that. I'm just kidding.
Really?
Yeah, I mean, it's whatever. So Zatanna Shazam fight the 7 Deadly Sins. This shocked me that it was off the bat.
Right, it was the first movie of Phase 3.
Yeah. What's really crazy about it is as soon as I saw the title, I was like, oh my god, that's insane. I was kind of like, oh my god, that's insane. Because actually there's a big part of Zor's history that he kind of brings the 7 Deadly Sins to fight Zatanna when he becomes her rival a bit. Huh. So if I would have done Zatanna 3 rather than Spectre, would have been in it.
Wow.
Yeah. Cool little fun fact for you. Not going to include Zor in Zatanna 3 anymore. I got a different plan. But so that was just a fun thing to see right away. Where it's like, huh, somewhat of my movie. You keep doing that. I kind of scrap small plans, and then you kind of grab them real quick without knowing you're grabbing them. Well, you did that last time. Yeah, Bella. It was like the Legion of Superheroes thing. You kind of grabbed the Booster Gold plot from me. Not knowing, though. So it was really cool. I did like this movie. I feel like Cersei isn't how that's pronounced for some reason. But
I'm pretty sure it's Cersei.
Fawcett City. Is that Shazam or?
Yeah.
Okay. That was just one I didn't know. I really like this. I like the Batman getting powers.
Yeah.
I feel like, I think that's really cool. That might be one of your, like, anti-fanboy things. You know, oh, Batman's so cool without powers. Why does he need them? But at the same time, I think it would please a lot of people because it's so brief. So it's like, whatever. I don't know if that's this slide.
It's right at the end.
As soon as I saw that they go back to Billy's house, I was like, it's 7 versus 7. I was like, god damn it, he did it. Like, that was when I was like, I know where this is going because I was like, he's giving them the powers, he's doing the thing. Because I was like, I kept thinking when you were reading, I was like, did he do that with the family in the last movie? And then you're like,
I went back and checked.
They go back to his house, and I went, he did this one. So that's cool. So, like, I think it's a predictable movie. Obviously we're not watching it because I predicted that so quick. But I think it's really good in that form. It does get crazy. The Spirit World I thought was interesting too, because I did the Spectre after like Spirit World stuff, and then you were doing it in this. I liked how our phases kind of. What was I gonna say? I had something cool to say. Can I ask? Zatanna kind of had a crush on Shazam in the last movie. Does she have a crush on any of the siblings?
No.
Okay, that's fine.
They're children.
Oh, the thing I was gonna mention was in a different movie, so that's why I can't find it. And then Lobo's there.
Yeah.
Which is just Lobo. What a guy. He's a weirdo. You also killed their parents, which is just insane. Yeah. Because they're like already foster kids, and now you just destroyed everything.
I didn't even think about it.
You just destroyed everything they had. Yeah. Like, technically the house can't be theirs anymore. You just ruined their lives again. Like, yeah, they got powers.
Maybe Bruce bought it.
Yeah.
Bruce is like, I was an orphan too.
I was an orphan. I had dick around at one point. I'll take you guys.
I had some dick for a while. That's up there.
My favorite line of Lego Batman movies, and he's like, "Oh, my name's Richard, but the kids, the orphanage call me Dick." Well, the kids can be cruel. Then we have All-Star Superman. I didn't know the story of All-Star Superman so much, but I knew the name, obviously. It's a very famous storyline, so I was excited to see where you went with it.
I changed multiple things, or small things, you know, to fit within the context of my universe, but it's almost a near
I also wanted to mention with this real quick, is you actually told me before filming that you said this was your least favorite film of the trilogy, or whatever you wanted to call it this year.
I fixed it up a little bit.
Yeah. So this one, it's wacky.
Really?
I did some weird stuff in Superman movies. I did, you know, bottle stuff.
Yeah.
It's weird how much that exists. I just think this is a really wacky movie. I don't know what it is. Like, it's so comic booky. It's so campy to me.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, and then he puts the blood in a vial, and here you go, 24 hours of powers on your birthday. We're gonna fly to the moon.
This is my romance movie.
Yeah, and I was just like, this is such a campy thing.
Yeah.
Like, the sun poison thing, I was like, oh man, that's sad. And then it's like, but he has this form of his blood. Since has a liquid form of his blood, which is how blood is. I don't know if his blood is technically different, or you just spaced on that.
I didn't think about that.
It's just such a thing. You got the power suit, which again is the most campy thing, but I love it because Lex Luthor's great. Also, this is what I was going to mention. I read this wrong, the whole plot. I saw that Diana was mad that she lost the presidency to Luthor. So I was like, man, it was weird that he went nowhere with that. Where like Diana was announced and then like the presidency already happened.
Yeah.
And so I was like, and then you like came back and I was like, President Prince. I was like, no, not President Prince. He just told me Lex was president 3 paragraphs ago. And I went back and was like, oh, I understood this movie so wrong. Because I was like, what is Lex's motivation if he's Prez? So it's really cool that I finally found that out. It's a fun, campy little kryptonite rays, and you got the Jimmy storyline, like I said. I do obviously like the president stuff. Like I said, I kind of guessed an Ion movie. I got Ion the last word, so that was cool. Also, I predicted a presidential movie, so to speak. I just thought you had told me you wanted to do a Luthor movie at some point, like way back when. So I was like, maybe this is it finally. Like it makes sense. And then you brought in Martian Manhunter, who you famously don't like. Yeah. And the Wonder Twins.
The Wonder Twins.
If you give
Did that surprise you?
Yeah, that surprised me because I'm like, as much as like it's probably a cameo, and you're probably not going to give them a goddamn movie because you would not want to form a bucket of water for 2 hours. But you know, it really was fun to see them. Then we have the Fast Days of Animal Man. Is that just because he can run because he has animal powers, or where'd that come from?
The Fast Days?
Yeah.
Oh, it's because the plot. Where he's like, you know, he becomes a superhero and just to get fame and money and stuff, okay. and then it ends with, you know, his wife's
the Time Commander too. It's kind of a pun.
Yeah.
Okay, I kind of like I read it instantly and then went to the plot. I forgot about it, so coming back, I was just like, where'd that go? Yeah, I liked it where it's just like the Justice League. You kind of did my thing where it's like a powered person just goes, man, there's a lot of heroes out. I should be one. Yeah. I've been doing that a lot.
He kind of has ulterior motives.
Yeah, you did a nice Booster Gold thing with Animal Man where he's just like, I'm going to be a fame power superhero. And I like that he's like, you know, stunt man, which obviously is thin. But I thought that was...
I figure he already works in Hollywood as stuntman. So in the comics, he uses his powers for stunts.
Yeah.
It's like he can play
That's a great origin and Alias and whatnot. I really like the Ellen bit, just because you don't say that his wife's name is Ellen. And then Ellen tries to keep him grounded. I can just imagine her on the show. You know, she does the little thing where she grabs the armrest and holds herself up before sitting down. You know what I'm talking about?
She'd be 90.
You imagine her plopping down and be like, so buddy. You know, twitches.
No, she'd be like 70.
Twitches. She's 62 or 3 right now.
Okay, so she'd be like 70.
Yeah.
So this is I think I can look at the years, but this is like 2030.
You said one movie you had a year specified for something, right?
Yes.
Yeah, I don't remember what that was.
Because I just said we started in 2020. That was just like how I...
Twitch is over there spinning the discs. I really like this movie, though. Time Commander's neat. I like how he's like, oh, you beat me for a role or whatever. And, this is 2 sides, right? Barely. So... I do really like the end credits scene. It's funny how you mentioned the whole shouldn't fly by pregnant. If you just become pregnant, he can. I imagine it just kind of zip up. They chill in air, do it like a nice.
It's like a bird. They're just kind of.
I just imagine them going straight up the camera. It kind of does a full, that's it. And
it's like Christopher Reeve flying with Lois Lane.
It's an end credit scene. You're not gonna give them much time for that.
It was just a nice little send off.
That was my flash thing where like Ollie shows up, goes go on the balcony, and he proposes like that little thing. And then he slows down and enjoys life. He's Animal Man. You said you wanted to do it. You did it. I'm proud of you.
Yeah. A little later than I wanted to, but it worked out exactly how I wanted.
Oh, you were going to do it earlier?
A little bit, but decided to put it off.
What is kind of fun with the 2-year thing, and then this kind of happens because of that origin of like, I'm going to do superhero stuff now. So it's like he has 2 years. He's had years, but he has like 2 years to fester, kind of.
Because obviously, the Terror Parallax.
Because obviously with 2 years...
That was such a big thing in my universe, the Terror Parallax, even though it was kind of a small movie when you think about it. But it's like Age of Ultron, how that was a huge thing, even though it's like, well, Age of Ultron wasn't an age, it was more like 2 days of Ultron. It's just a huge thing, so... It's
fun that 2 years, because when you think about it, like, the stuff that happens in movies is obviously the significant stories. So what's fun is 2 years we just had like
Batman just working with Zatanna.
Batman was was with Zatanna in Gotham or whatever, or Boston or whatever. They just kind of did stuff, and I like that. I don't write it all the time, but every time there's like a cameo of a superhero in one of my other films, they always kind of mention what they've been working on, just because I want to keep that gig of like, oh, just so you know, this villain is canon because why not? Like how I did Onomatopoeia, and then I was just like, I like that he's running out there.
Yeah.
So. Wow, what a year.
It was a year.
You had fun. Yeah. I had fun.
One of my movies is really sad and not fun. All-Star Superman.
Yeah. It's just campy fun for a lot of it, though. So.
It'd be a sad movie to watch.
I almost had a funeral scene in one of my movies, too. My end credit scene. Remember when I asked about the remembrance thing? The end credit scene of Captain Atom was going to be just Lois kind of going to Clark's grave. And
Phase 3 might have been my only phase to not end with a funeral.
I don't know. We do it a lot. It's a problem of ours.
Well, because it ended with Booster Gold and Legion of Superheroes, and that didn't end with a funeral.
Oh, you mean end with a funeral?
Yeah.
I just mean a lot of my movies just end with them.
No, I mean
I haven't ended any phases with... No, that's true, because Justice League ended with...
That's what I'm saying.
Hawkgirl. That was the last year.
Justice League Part 2 had the funeral.
3 didn't end with a funeral, because that was just Martian Manhunter. Be like, I'm Martian Manhunter now.
JL3 might have ended with a funeral?
Maybe. It's hard to remember some of our plots.
Yeah.
This is the outro. This is the part where we do the outro. Like this video, give it a thumbs up if you enjoyed it. It really helps the channel out a lot. I'm really parched. Don't forget to subscribe for more videos and hit that
Hal
notification.
was killed in JL3.
And hit that notification bell so you get us all the times free and you can always change your mind.
Yeah. I'm Bat Tracy. You can follow me on Instagram, Twitter, and Stardust at BatTracy01. Also, I'm on Letterboxd now at BatTracy01. It's an app for reviewing movies. Oh. You can write reviews.
Oh.
I see a lot of people doing it, so I was like, oh, I'll do that. So I'm on Letterboxd now.
He hadn't even told me that yet. That was a genuine oh, okay. I gotta go download another app to follow him on. I've been Lexstyle. You can follow me on Instagram at StraightatheistJerk and on Twitter at DDDoll. Check out my Stardust at Lexstyle. I'm definitely going to be doing a lot more of those now, but I still only have the one Stardust.
Oh, yeah.
Because I'm going to get working on my list of must-see movies.
Nice.
And I might start doing TV reviews since I watch a lot of TV. So stay tuned to follow that. I'm also going to get back into Twitch, so twitch.tv/Lexstyle. Watch me stream there.
You can follow the channel as a collective on Instagram, Twitter, and YouTube at Punk Rock Blues.
That you can, and you can pledge to our Patreon at patreon.com/punkrocktblues if you can. If you love us, chuck us $1.
Yeah.
Or $3,
Let us know who won.
Yeah, who had the better year. I think we had pretty even years. I'm really proud of
I think mine was better. That's only because I don't like 2 of your characters.
I'm really proud of what I did with those characters. I really thought I was going to turn you. I didn't know that you hated Captain Atom so much.
I just think he's just...
And Spectre.
I don't know. My only frame of reference is he was in Justice League Unlimited. And I just didn't care for him. But Bella, you need to chill.
I actually read about him while I was on his other media. And reading it, there was some weird storylines they did in some of his animated shows. Brave and the Bold, he got dicked over in. But I just like him. I just like him.
Okay.
This is it. Join us next time. We have a big one next time. Where my year is crazy, but also, as I mentioned to you, it's the 4th movie is Phase 4 is the 40th overall, and I think that's cool.
So, that's all,
folks.
Bye.